From Lalate News headquarters in Santa Monica, this is Mornings Lalate.
It's a big morning of Mornings LA with incredible great details about your fourth stimulus check update of 2021 and what President Biden did yesterday. The breaking news you're going to hear in this recording. Then we cut to the recon. Done deal, $3.5 trillion of checks are coming to the American people, the biggest payout we've ever seen in the history of this channel. Then the incredible final 15 minutes at the very end. Stay to the very end as we go over the biggest sums we've ever seen hitting in the fourth stimulus recon. And then the talk of the town as the new LA alert system launches. If you've not subscribed, you need to do it right now. It's totally free and it's the big new future of news alerts. The heat is on and the pork is on because the bacon is still missing. The toast is toast and the butter is butter, and I'm here, you're here. Let's get to the deliciousness starting right now on Mornings LA. Day with you in Santa Monica. I'm live on air, and boy, what a beautiful day it is. In this fourth stimulus check update of 2021, we go over all the breaking news across the board and why the Democrats are trying to give you bigger sums of checks than ever before. We'll go over all the incredible news on a big morning's broadcast. We'll be going over that fourth stimulus check and why the Democrats are likely to give you more checks. Then we cut to the recon. Done deal. $3.5 trillion of checks are coming to you and the American people. The biggest payout we've ever seen in the history of this channel. I'll explain to you what the voting is today and why it's all incredible great news. I had told you Steny Hoyer, the majority leader on the House, is bringing the House back in session today. And what are they voted on? I have all the details and more. Then we cut to the checks that are in that $3.5 trillion in the final 15 minutes of this video. And then we get to the big exciting news that's captivating a country, the LA alerts, the best new technology there is for news alerts. It launched on Sunday. And how are you? And this is LA, America's only 24 hours a day, 7 days a week financial news channel in America. Live in the morning like right now, and then taped in the afternoons. Coming up next at 9:45 is Mornings Crypto. Then at 11 a.m., I'm back live with you with Noontime. But subscribe. 400,000 subscribers, a YouTube record. I want you part of this channel. Hit that subscribe button right now. Like the video, 3,000 likes, and consider becoming a member. Boy, exciting details with those monthly stimulus checks. Let's go right into them right now. Senate versus House, House versus Senate. More Democrats are preparing to give you stimulus checks, and the heat is on with the Senate. Let's look at Warren, Sanders, and also Wyden wanting to give you a monthly stimulus check in a new series of correspondences. Those correspondences suggest a monthly stimulus check, but the amount unknown. Let's go over to the House. AOC, Omar, in their correspondences, demanding monthly stimulus checks, $2,000 a month. Yes, that's exactly the amount we want to see them saying, and they're saying monthly. Let's go over to the House Ways and Means. Excitement's brewing there. They're the people who actually write the recon. They're demanding monthly fourth stimulus checks, the amount unknown, and they say they're doing a fifth. Then the surgeons and grassroots efforts across the country, nearly 3 million signatures demanding monthly stimulus checks of $2,000. And then the one that has captivated a country has been the House bill. The House bill is pandemic plus 1 year, monthly stimulus checks, $2,000 the first month, $1,000 thereafter. That would result in more than 12 checks, which would be more than $13,000. If you have an opinion, I think it's right now. House of Senate, jump on the live chat right now and vote House of Senate and tell me where you're tuning in from and how's the weather. Well, there you go. Who gets this fourth stimulus check? Democrats represent, you do. If you're a single individual, 75,000 less, Democrats represent, you get a fourth stimulus check. Married couple, 150,000 less, Democrats represent, you get a fourth stimulus check. Double it. If you're a family of four, Democrats represent, you get a fourth stimulus check. Quadruple it. And if you're on benefits, SSI, SSDI, Social Security, railroad benefits, you get a fourth stimulus check. And the fourth stimulus check is not a different check for different people. Same amount across the board. It's not a taxable check. It's not an income. And the fourth stimulus check would not be a waivable check. So yeah, if you do go to the casino and you see the check walking out after too many $12 ice creams, getting a little bit too droggy, and say, hi, check, and the check says, I see two of you. And the response is, I need to see multiple of you. And there you go. In the second half of this recording, we'll go over the incredible great news as Steny Hoyer has brought your house back into session. Yes, some people wanted to tell you they're gone to September. They're gone to November. They're gone to next year. They're not gone. Your accuracy is gone. They're back in town today. And what are they doing today? I have all the incredible great news that's coming up in the second half of this video. Then we cut to fifth stimulus, which raises your benefits up a lifetime. But boy, a lot of surprises across the board. If you have not become part of the new Lalate alert system, you need to do it right now. The Facebook alert system for members went down last week on Wednesday, has not come back up. So within 24 hours, because I know it's important that you get news 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, I launched the Lalate alerts, which is free for everyone. And thousands of you have started to already reach out to get that alert system. How do you do it? Well, the Lalate alerts is very simple. There's a link to it at the top of the chat, also in the description, also in the pinned comment. The link is news.lalate.com/alerts. Totally free. When you go to the alert system, you put in your name and your email address, and then next step, which is a very important step, is it's going to send you an email that says, please confirm you want alerts. If you have not seen that confirmation email, go to your spam folder. It'll say, please confirm you want to get Lalate alerts. You confirm, and then you get a thank you message like this that says you are now confirmed. Of the countless viewers who have signed up for the Lalate alerts, nearly 60% of them have not gone to the last step of confirming. And so if you have confirmed, you got an alert for this video from the Lalate alerts. Later in this video, I need help from you on something else, so stay to the final 15 minutes of this video with a personal message. But first, let's get some money. Get a pen, paper ready. We're going to get some rent, utilities, food, or internet, and across the board. The incredible great news is that over the weekend, I got more messages from people on social media, Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram about the big money they're getting for rent, utilities, food, or internet. If you got as well, send it to me. I'm getting countless messages. I'm going to bring them back on air later this afternoon. Because of the rollout of the new alert system, I haven't been able to get through all those messages. But boy, you're killing it. So how much are we getting for rent? The viewers are absolutely killing it. Are you ready? Bam. Elizabeth getting $27,000 for rent. Wow. Mark, $25,000 for rent. Nancy, $25,000 for rent. $22,000 for Richard. And Nisi, $20,000. Cecilia got $1,200 for heap, she tells me. And she's one of countless viewers in the last few days who have gotten utilities. Some viewers getting 3 utilities. Let's look at the utilities. Oh my goodness, Nancy, great job. $7,000 for utilities. Mark, there he is again at $6,500. And Angela, $5,000 for utilities. When we talk about SNAP, we're talking about food. How much are people getting for food? How much are they getting for SNAP? Deliciousness. $18,000 for Louie. Great job, Louie. John, $10,000, and Nancy, $5,000. There's Nancy. She got 3 items for this channel. Who else made it to the final round of the Triple Crown? The Triple Crown winners, can we see them? Bam. Oh my goodness, Nancy, great job. $32,000. Nisi, $23,000. And Mark at $32,000 with 2 items. Mark, that's 2 items. That's a graphic about 3 items. What are you doing on my graphic about 3 items? I'll tell you what's going on. Mark had gotten 2 items for this channel, and it was $32,000. And then immediately I said to Mark on camera over 5 days, I said, Mark, go get Snap. It's easy to get Snap. That's why we call it a Snap. And guess what happened? 3 wonderful things came from this story. I just love Mark's story. Number 1, he got Snap. And he got Snap in less than 5 days. I love that. I just love that. Number 2, he reached out to his neighbor and said, hey, you got to watch that kid, Lalate. People are getting big sums of money. This kid is on fire. Everyone's getting money across the board. $100 here, $10,000 there. The neighbor went from $0 to $20,000 of rent in just 5 days. I mean, that's incredible. That's true Purple Hawk spirit of pouncing. Not 5 weeks from now, not 5 months from now, not even 5 days from now. Incredible, great news. And then the third item, of course, is how much Mark got for Snap. He got $19,000 annualized, bringing his grand total to $50,500. And if you think that's the ceiling, well, the monies are still coming in, with Lorraine getting over $100,000 from this channel. And this is what we do because you have found Lalate. We've been doing this since day one. In spring of last year, people's EIDL loans were not getting approved. They applied, and they were stuck in what I called the vortex, the 330, the 331, the 48 vortex, not getting approved. So off camera and on camera, I got their applications approved, getting $25 million of EIDL loan money sent to them. Then in 2020, second stimulus is not coming. Sort of like now with fourth stimulus, not coming. So I stepped forward and got viewers $250,000 for rent. Tyrone and his family of four got out of Boston, got $15,000 of rent. Pain is spread from the fall to the spring. But now you're doing it better than we've ever seen before. You are picking up the phone and getting that rent or that utilities, that internet, that SNAP, that mortgages or homeowners utilities. And if you've not, and you've just found this channel or you tried, get that pen and paper ready because today is your day. I'm going to show you a couple of places to reach out to. In fact, 6. Here are some introductory remarks. Number 1, I'm going to show you 6 places to reach out to. Reach out to all of them. So do not reach out to one and stop. Number 2, each place has different eligibility. So if the first one says no, reach out to the next. Number 3, they all have their own pot of money. So who cares if number 1 disqualified and does not give it to you? Number 2 may. And then finally, the incredible great news is that every state was given the same amount of money across the board from the federal government based upon the number of residents you have. So you may be in a very small town, let's say 100 residents. You're going to go up the food chain, which I'm about to show you. Listen to the keywords I say in this video and don't insert new qualifications like they don't give money to people with surfboards. Untrue. All right, you ready? Here we go. You're going to reach out to your city hall, your city housing authority, your county hall, your county housing authority, your state hall, your state housing authority. And the key words you're going to say are rent assistance because of COVID or mortgage utility assistance because of COVID. You don't say words they don't know, like stimulus or Mitchatini. Excuse me? I don't want to know what that is. It sounds horrible. And there you go. Congratulations to Tim and Linda who got this wonderful pot of money. If you got money for rent and utilities, post in the live chat. The next pot of the money is the money for SNAP. Louis got $18,000. Mark $19,000. John $10,000 to $12,000. Lynn Glenn got it for herself, her son, and her mom. And what is SNAP? SNAP is money for food. You get it from Department of Agriculture. It's a SNAP to get it. It's very easy to get. A family of 4 out of Hawaii gets upwards of $16,000 a year. Wow, why so much money? Because of executive orders. But if you heard the great news live on air, the incredible great news this last Monday, when it broke first place anywhere you're going to hear it was about the new SNAP numbers. Biden reached out to Department of Agriculture, saying, go higher because my executive orders expire in September of 15%. You need to go higher, and you need to do it without me. And they did. SNAP has now announced the following. Everyone's benefits are going up an average of 25% lifetime automatically starting in October. Yes. And so Mark, who's at $19,000, will be seeing $25,000 annualized. It's incredible, great news. So if you got SNAP as well, post in the live chat right now your success story. And then we're killing it. We're going to get some money now coming back from your state for the incredible refund check due to overpayment of unemployment benefits. One viewer got $3,000 for this. Another viewer got $5,000. How do you get that? It's coming direct deposit. How do you track it? Contact your state. Say, hey, where is that check due to overpayment of unemployment benefits? And finally, the last check is the refund check coming back from IRS on that 2020 unemployment benefits you pay taxes on. Margaret got it, Cod got it, Michael got it. Average check is usually about $1,200. Mark got $1,400. And over the weekend, one viewer tells me she got over $2,000. It's a waivable check with a new wave coming every week from IRS. More about that in a second. But first, here's a personal message. This channel was launched for me to help you get money. And for me to help you. That's the true spirit of this channel. And that's why on Sunday I stopped everything I can to roll out within 24 hours. No one's ever heard of this. Within 24 hours, an entire platform of news alerts because the Facebook one was down. And you can't go more than 24 hours without an alert, without knowing what the latest details is, without knowing where money is. And that is the true spirit of this channel. But I want you to post your success stories in the live chat because guess what? You're helping other people. One, you're inspiring people. People are inspired to pick up the phone and call. When they see your success story, they realize, I need to pick up the phone and call. Number two, they realize these monies are more than a few $100s. People getting thousands of dollars for utilities. Number three, Art Sullivan and Nisi inspired countless viewers by getting 3 items. And now viewers across the board are getting 3 items. Mark inspired us with his incredible sums of money, and now we see the numbers are going bigger and bolder than ever before. So with that, let's go into all the incredible great news about that recon starting right now. But Force, let's cut back to that unemployment benefits. Where they landing, direct deposit, otherwise in the mail. Can you track them? Yes. Go to irs.gov and do a transcript search. At 70% of the time, it'll reveal the tax return you filed and the taxes you paid. And then it'll reveal stuff you wish you'd never seen, like the ingredient list to a Michitini. Is that the one with the $12 ice cream and the lobster on top of it? Awful. And can we top that? Yes, it'll reveal the refund check you're getting back from IRS 70% of the time. And yes, we can top that as we go into the second part of your fourth stimulus recon, starting right now. Deal done. $3.5 trillion of checks are coming to you and the American people in the fourth stimulus recon. How can I say deal done? Let me tell you how. Number one, the Democratic caucus met before they started this whole process of the recon to agree upon a price tag. $3.5 trillion. So the voting on the price tag is merely ceremonial. They already agreed upon this. Number two, they all have agreed to do the recon. Number three, they don't need any Republican votes. Number four, the president says I need both the recon and the roads and bridges on my desk in the White House at the same time. So no one is trying to ambush someone else because they have to get the bodies of law to him. And finally, these are all checks for you under the recon. Massive sums of checks. And while first, second, and third were this big, this one is this big. And while the previous stimulus packages were 90% for corporations, this one is all for you. Boy, this is incredible great news. How do we get to this place? By taking the roads and bridges out of the recon and putting it into the bipartisan. A conservative publication confirms my reporting. The higher the price tag was on the recon before, the harder it was to pass. There you go. But by allowing the Democrats to take out some of the spending for the recon, roads and bridges, and put in the bipartisan, the overall price tag of the recon got smaller. In other words, the bipartisan deal made the recon passable. But they've both been passed on the Senate. Today, they land in the House. I have all the latest details on that in the final 15 minutes of this video. Now, something you're only going to hear on this channel is that the Democrats who met with the president to agree upon the price tag of $3.5 trillion for the recon were both Senate Democrats and House Democrats. So everyone's already agreed upon the price tag before they started this whole process. That's why Ilhan Omar, Representative Democrat Minnesota Progressive, and Richie Torres, Democrat Progressive New York, had said before they agreed upon it, we got to go big. We need a larger recon. We need a recon that goes as big and far as we want it. You got it, $3.5 trillion. And that's why, after they agreed upon the price tag, the president told the Democrats, progressives, protect my recon. He said everything in that recon is checks from the American people, protect the recon. And that's what they did. Jalapal and Schott says the White House told them the progressive priorities in the recon are their stimulus. Well, let's go over what is a recon, what is a bipartisan, what is the difference between recon and bipartisan, and what is the difference between recon procedural and recon substantive. All the details starting right now. When we go over recon versus bipartisan, it's very simple. Because guess what? Roads and bridges is in the bipartisan, whereas recon is our money. Recon is also called reconciliation, also called the budget bill, price tag $3.5 trillion, also called the Democratic spending plan or the progressive spending plan or the social welfare plan because it's checks for social issues. So we have 3 bills we got to do. We got to do recon procedural first, then recon substantive, and then we go into finishing bipartisan. Now, here is the 2 paths we're dealing with, recon and bipartisan. But of those, what is recon substantive and what is recon procedural? Let's break it down. Today, on the House, they will take up the finality of recon procedural. This passed on the Senate about 2 weeks ago. It asks 2 very simple questions. Do you agree upon doing a recon of the $3.5 trillion price tag? I do. And of the committees, do you agree $10 of that committee and $20 of that committee? I do. That's very simple. Then they do recon substantive. How are the committees spending the money? More about that in the third part of the final 15 minutes of this video. Stay to the very end. But how do we get to this wonderful spot? By Jalapa, who recently wrote Schumer a letter saying, check all the vote on that recon. That letter from Jalapa was signed by 12 House Democrats, part of 100-plus House Democrats, who recently wrote the president a letter saying, we're going to be putting monthly forced stimulus checks in the forced stimulus recon. Wow, purple power. Can we top that? Yes. As 7 members of the House Ways and Means Subcommittee recently wrote the president a letter saying, we're going to be putting monthly fourth stimulus checks in the fourth stimulus package. Boy, purple power, you got to make sure these people keep their promise. This is incredible, great news. Is that the same people we were talking about before? It is. House Ways and Means say they're giving you a fourth stimulus check and it's monthly. They don't see the amount. You got to keep those people their promise. Then we have AOC and also Omar, also in the House, saying $2,000 a month stimulus checks we need. Then we have the House bill saying $1,000 a month after the first month. You got to keep them to their promise. Can we top that? We can, as Biden did it. 8 weeks ago, he went overseas for a ceremonial signature. But the real signature, days later, back in the United States. It's for something that's no longer needed in the recon, making the recon easier to pass. What is it? It's called the global minimum corporate tax rate. Now it's easier to write the recon because it's not in there. Easier to call the vote, easier to vote on it, and easier to pass the recon because this confusing thing is not in there. And can we top that? Yes. As we go into the final 15 minutes of this video, we'll go over the vote today. We'll go over the votes this week. We'll go over what the House is doing, what the Senate's doing. You're going to go see details only seen on this channel of House versus Senate. It's very fascinating. We'll go over what the president did yesterday about your recon, OMG. And then we'll go over why Purple Hawks are ready to pounce better than anyone else, and a big personal message. I need your help in the final 15 minutes of this video. But meantime, if you have not gotten one item, please get one item, whether it's $100 for utilities or SNAP or rent or something like that. Once you've done that, you're ready to pounce into forced stimulus, because forced stimulus is much the same task, picking up the phone and calling. I'll explain that more later in this video. But after you get those first one item or second item, if you can't get the rest, don't worry. There's the community page. Where is it? Open the description of this video. Go down the description till you find the community page. It's news.lalate.com/community. On there, the volunteers will help you get money for rent, utilities, food, internet, and mortgage assistance. Here's a little bit about them, and I'll be back with you in 60 seconds as Mornings LA continues live from Santa Monica. If you want money right now, not 5 days from now, and not 5 weeks from now, then reach out to the community page. The volunteers can help you find that money for rent and utilities. That's at news.la.com/community. The community page features a series of volunteers who are viewers like you. They can help you find rent, utilities, SNAP, food benefits, mortgage assistance, and help you with eviction moratorium questions as well. Their Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram individuals reach out to them and indicate the city and state you're from, and they'll get back to you shortly. That's a community page. Volunteers working for you, viewers helping one another. Stay with LA for more. Join Lalate Daily for the excitement of the new Lalate live daily. The excitement starts on Mornings Lalate at 9 a.m. Home Lalate returns at 11 a.m. daily. And then afternoons Lalate at 1 p.m. Join us daily as the excitement continues live from Santa Monica on Lalate. And Mornings LA continues right now, direct from Santa Monica with big updates about your fourth stimulus checkup of 2021. In this recording, we'll go over what the president did yesterday. It's fascinating to get fourth stimulus to the finish line. Then we'll go over the exciting great news about what Steny Hoyer has planned. And its details you're only going to see on Mornings LA direct from Santa Monica this morning. Then we go over what's in store for the rest of this week. And then we cut to the big money that viewers of this channel are going to get because you're ready to pounce as a Purple Hawk. Finally, we'll end with a personal message, and I need your assistance on something. It's a great day with a lot of wonderful, great news, and the excitement continues right now direct from Santa Monica, so subscribe. 400,000 subscribers, a YouTube record. I want you part of this channel. Hit that subscribe button right now. Like the video, 3,000 likes, and consider becoming a member. Purple Hawk, Purple Power, or Calcino VIP, the link is under the video. Meantime, the President of the United States had promised when on the campaign trail he was going to raise your benefits up if you're on SSI and SSDI and VA benefits. Well, this heats up in just days because guess what? Congress is doing this in what's called fifth stimulus. What is fifth stimulus? It starts by raising your benefits up and then removes the asset limit, adds an inflationary benchmark, then applies a new income exclusion and removes the marriage penalty. They start drafting this in September, trying to get it to a vote by November, and that would impact your benefits in November for next year as well. Let me go over all the analysis starting right now. Who is this for? You, if you're on SSI, SSDI, Social Security, railroad benefits, veterans benefits, and more. Step 1 is they'll raise your benefits up a lifetime. Step 2 is they'll apply a new benchmark. That new benchmark is inflation. When are they going to apply it? In December. In December, yes. How high is inflation going? I'm reporting it may be as high as 5%. Let's do the analysis. First, they'll raise your benefits up lifetime. Then they'll apply the benchmark. And if inflation is 5% in December, then your benefits will step up another 5%. Not just next year, but lifetime. Because once your benefits step up, they never step down. Then they're going to remove the asset cap, dating back to a 1980s law. This is you can't have more than $3,000 in hand. Now you'll be able to have some stimulus checks and some muddled. Did you call this muddled? No, it's not muddled. Some purple in your hand. They're going to remove the income cap, dating back to a 1960s law that says you can't work and stay on benefits. And finally, the marriage penalty is going to go away. And love is going to win, and you'll be able to marry your longtime love interest. Meantime, that House Ways and Means subcommittee is proposing a fifth stimulus check. It would not overlap with the fourth stimulus check. And lastly, if you're in the live chat and you notice people who have Purple Hawk emojis next to their name, what are you doing? You need to become a member. The link is under the video where it says join here. By becoming a member, you're delivered daily from me a breakdown of all the big money under second, third stimulus, first, and proposed under fourth and fifth. Here's what is at issue. When second stimulus was passed in December, no one got the money. It wasn't coming yet, and you needed money. So I showed people how to get the big sums of money. $250,000, like Tyrone and his family four out of Boston, $15,000 of rent. But when third stimulus was passed in January, I said, sure, $1,400 stimulus check, that's fine, it'll come. But let's not focus on that. Let's focus on the big sums of money I can get you under third stimulus. $14,000, I said at the time. Money right now, not 5 weeks from now, not 5 months from now, is what I said. And now viewers are killing it. Purple Hawks are killing it by realizing I can pick up the phone. I can get $20,000 of rent in 1 week for one viewer. Another viewer, $200, $300, 5 rent. SNAP, utilities, across the board, $27,000 for rent. $20,000 is a common number for rent. Over $5,000 for utilities, massive sums of money for SNAP annualized before the new increase. People are picking up the phone as Purple Hawks and realizing this is the big sums of money. So consider becoming a Purple Hawk. The link is under the video. And with that, we go into the final 15 minutes of this video with the big finale of your fourth stimulus check recon starting right now. Deal done. $3.5 trillion of checks are coming to the American people under the fourth stimulus recon. Let me explain to you why I can say deal done and why this is the biggest payout, the best payout, and the most exciting one you've ever seen on this channel. Number one, the Democrats have already agreed upon a price tag before they started the process. So the $3.5 trillion price tag, it's something they already agreed upon. Today, the House members will start to vote on that price tag, but they'll say, you know, why are you asking me that question? I already agreed upon that price. I mean, it's sort of like that situation. They already agreed upon it. Number two, it's all checks for the American people. It's all checks for you. There's no checks for corporations, and it's all spending on the American people. Number three, it's going to pass because all the Democrats are in favor of it. Number four, they don't need any Republican votes. Number five, the president says, you must pass it, otherwise I'm not going to do roads and bridges, and I'm not going to do roads and bridges unless you also pass a recon. Republicans want the roads and bridges, Democrats want the recon. It's all mutually beneficial to one another. So what's next then? Well, here's the details you need to know, and you're only here on this channel. People are saying they're not back to November. They're gone, Congress, into December. They're not here till, 20 years from now. Untrue. Untrue. I had told you for over a week that they're coming on back, and they're coming back today. Steny Hoyer sent out this incredible message over a week ago saying, come on back, House members. He's the majority leader of the House. And saying, come on back August 23rd and get ready to vote as early as 6 p.m. tonight. And then he said a third message. It's a third one I'm really focused on. It's this third line that's fascinating. He said, and you're staying here until we're done. What? Done with what? the price tag, 3.5 trillion, that's a 10-second vote. We already agreed upon that before we started. What else is there to do, Steny? Well, if you think about it, there's only one other thing to do. Finish the whole darn recon. Yes! Let me go over what's going on here. I had told you before Hoyer's message that there was rumors that the recon substantive is going to go House-Senate, not Senate-House. Recon procedural started in the Senate while the House was gone, passed in the Senate, and is now in the House. The House starts the recon procedural and finishes in 10 seconds this week while the Senator's gone. So if the Senators are gone, what is left for the House members to do? The whole recon substantive. And then when they're done, they send it to the Senators, and then the Senators come back and they finish it off. Yes, that's exactly what they're teeing up across the board. You're only hearing this on this channel. So let's go over that recon procedural and recon substantive starting right now so you see how this makes incredible great sense. The recon procedural is a 10-second vote saying, hey, what price tag do you agree upon? I already agreed upon this. Why are you asking me the question again? Because I have to. There's a bill for it now. And then the House would likely go right into recon substantive, which asks, how do the committees spend the money? I like this for several reasons. First, the House subcommittees are the ones writing the recon substantive. So, for example, House Ways and Means writing how many stimulus checks potentially or unemployment benefits. House subcommittees of Ways and Means are responsible for stimulus checks and unemployment benefits. When each of the subcommittees are done with whatever they're writing, they send it up to either Nancy or Chuck. I like it going to Nancy. I'll tell you why. Number one, the House always spends more money than the Senate. Number two, the House is more progressive than the Senate, which is more moderate. Progressives spend more money. Number three, I like starting on the House side because if the House members spend more money, then the senators during the vote-a-rama can add more money on there. Also, finally, I like starting with the House first because this is a time saver. The House does it, gets it finished, and then the senators are called back in session by Chuck, and then they finish it. Brilliant. Very brilliant. So what did the president say about this recon substantive over the weekend? What were those private meetings about? And what is in the recon substantive? Let's go over first what's in that recon substantive and what the president said. It's brilliant. First, while we don't have the recon substantive bill, we have some of the proposals, and here are some of the proposals. Checks of all magnitude for you. Free school meals for all, checks. Tax break checks. Cheaper prescription medication checks. Then farming checks. Checks for free internet, checks for seniors, checks for workers, lots of checks for workers like independent contractors, lots of checks for seniors like dental, vision, and hearing care. So what did the president do on Sunday about recon? Well, this was buried in a news article, and I find it brilliant and fascinating. The president had a meeting with his Democratic caucus, Senate and House, and said, you know what? Of this, I want you to start talking about the cheaper prescription medication of the recon. Why? Because when it becomes law, that becomes effective immediately. He said it's very important to tell the American people that the recon gets the money instantly. Instantly. Not 5 months from now, not 5 years from now, instantly. And that is one of the best provisions that gets you money instantly. Let me show you how it works. Basically, the cheaper prescription medication concerns the following. Currently, your medication between your provider is at a negotiated rate with the pharmaceutical companies. Let's say it's $10 for this. Well, the law, when it comes in effect, would say, no, you have to slash the prices this way. So immediately the next day, the thing that's $10 today would be $5, for example, the next day. It would immediately give enormous savings to the American people because they would have a lot less to spend overnight. I think that's a brilliant move because, one, it helps get the recon out the door, and second, it's true. It's a fascinating approach. All right, so let's go back to the recon substantive and the drafting of it. Now, here's what you need to know, is that while the recon procedural is an easy breezy vote, the recon substantive still asks, how are we spending the money? And with them asking how are they spending the money among those committees that are given $10, you need to push Purple Power because you can't assume they're doing the right proportions. It's all checks for us. Granted, it's all checks for us, but you want them to spend the money the right way. And that's why I brought back Seats for Stimulus, hashtag Seats for Stimulus. It's a social media campaign. I launched it last year. It basically says give us the right stimulus or we're taking your seats. Go on social media, tag your elected officials, share this video, say hashtag Seats for Stimulus. Give me the right stimulus or I'm taking your seats. And guess what? 6 House seats are up for grabs and the House members that are working today on your stimulus. So they need to hear that message. 6 House seats could change the dynamic of the House among Republicans and the Democrats. Warren and Sanders and Wyden say you need a stimulus check. AOC and Omar say you need a stimulus check. The House bill says you need a stimulus check, signed by over 100 people. And the House Ways and Means Committee says you need a stimulus check. And the American Petition says you need a stimulus check. Well, saying it is one thing, doing it is another. You need to push Purple Power and make sure they understand that across the board. Next, Purple Hawks are going to do really well under Forced Stimulus Recon. I'll tell you why. Forced Stimulus Recon, $3.5 trillion of checks, and a move to get stimulus checks on top of that. But when you talk about something like a dental check or a vision check or an internet check, it's not coming from IRS. IRS has nothing to do with your teeth or your internet. That's coming from committees, which will say, hi, I have money here for a dental check. Come and get it. Or internet checks. Hi, come and get it. I have free internet checks over here. That is how we've always done on this channel. It's called application-based stimulus, where you go and get the money in addition to the stimulus checks. So if you've picked up the phone and gotten one sum of money, where it's rent or utilities or food or internet, you're going to do really well under forced stimulus. So remember, City Hall, City House Authority, County Hall, County House Authority, State Hall, State House Authority. The keywords you're going to say are rent assistance because of COVID. Finally, 2 personal messages from me to you, and I need your help on the first one. The first one is the following. YouTube sent me a message saying they need confirmation from you members, Purple Hawks, Purple Power, Calcino VIP, that you're not getting alerts from the YouTube community page. For example, for this video, I sent out an alert from the YouTube community page to members. And you probably didn't get it because no one's getting any alerts since last Wednesday. So I need you, if you're a member with a Purple Hawk next to your name, go into the live chat or in the comments and say, I'm a member and I'm not getting YouTube alerts. That's all you gotta say. I'm a member, I'm not getting YouTube alerts from the community page. I'm not getting YouTube member alerts from the community page. They need to see that because while I've told them thousands and thousands of people are not getting alerts, they need to see documentation from me to fix the problem. So help me across the board so I show that to them. Finally, in the meantime, because I value the importance of you getting information as it hits 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, within less than 24 hours, I rolled out the brand new Talk of the Town, the new Lalate alert system. It's separate from YouTube and it's owned and operated by Lalate. It's incredible because it's totally free for you. The link to become an Lalate alert viewer is in the top of the chat. It's news.lalate.com. When you go there, it simply asks for your name and your email address. You put it in there. Then it's very important to listen to this part, which is it'll send you a confirmation email to say, please confirm you are subscribing for Lalate alerts. Look in your spam folder if you've not gotten that email. You need to say, yes, I confirm I'm ready for Lalate alerts. Nearly 50% of all viewers who signed up for Lalate alerts yesterday have not confirmed yet. Once you confirm, it instantly says, thank you, you are now subscribed for Lalate alerts. And immediately you start receiving alerts from Lalate alerts that look like this. This is what the noontime Lalate alert will look like in about 2 hours from now. Now playing tune in for this noontime show. It's the brand new Lalate alerts. It's totally free, and it sends you an alert to your email address of all the breaking news happening 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Tells you about all the videos that are going on, anything that's happening from the White House across the board, because I value that you get information as it breaks. You need that information as it happens, and it's important that we stay communicating as a family across the board. And with that, coming up next is Mornings Crypto on Air. The Lalate alerts also include our programming schedule, so you don't miss a single video across the board. Coming up next is Lalate Crypto, and then at noontime is Noontime Lalate. Excuse me, at 11 a.m. it's Noontime Lalate. So subscribe. At 400,000 subscribers on YouTube, recognize what you're part of this family. Hit that subscribe button. Like the video, 3,000 likes, and consider becoming a member. Purple Hawk, Purple Power, Calcino VIP. Stay informed, stay focused, have a beautiful morning. The toast is toast and the butter is buttering. I'm here, you're here, and I'll be back next with Mornings Crypto.